Now that you've worked out where the different parts of the screen are in Movieplus, we're going to actually try and put some video against the music that works. Now if you feel you've already started building up something that works, that's fine. I haven't, mine's rubbish. So I'm going to click and delete all these little sections. I can do this in either the timeline view that I'm in now, or I can do it in the storyboard view, it doesn't matter. But you might want to go into the timeline view just to check you've got rid of everything if you are starting again. And what you'll need to do is listen to the different music files and choose one you're happy to work with. I'm going to go for this fairly mellow one called Feel Good Standard. And if I play it, it just builds up a little bit and starts just about there. So I'm actually going to bring some video in, and I'm going to start it where the sound file, where the music, if you like, properly starts. So I can do this quite effectively in the timeline mode. And I'm going to go for the video clips that are kind of different shapes moving. So I quite like this colour circle. So if I bring that in and drag it down, I'm just going to try and line it up to start roughly where I can see the sound file gets bigger, which is where the music kind of has built up to and started. Okay, so that's pretty good. And you can spend time really perfecting that and moving things around. So the timeline is perfect for getting things lined up against the sound, getting the video lined up. Okay, and later I might put something at the start there, we'll come back to that. Okay, so I'm happy that I've got one section of colour circles. I want to change to something else. So let's go to the storyboard mode, because it's easy now to build up some sections, and let's bring in some different things. So let's try the birds flying, so that's quite sort of mellow, I think, and then let's try maybe this blindness. And if I just now go back and see, I can watch my video and see how it's building up. So either view you can work in, whatever you're comfortable with you can use, and switch between the views as you want to. Okay, now you can see there's like a black triangle is moving. It's showing me it's going to get to the end of this clip, and I'm about to move into my second clip. There you go, into the birds. Okay, now moving to my third clip, which is these spiral shapes. Okay, now I'm just going to show you what these are. These sections here in between the video clips are called transitions. Now the video clips need to be up against each other as they are, you know, one straight after the other for this to work. So I'm just showing you in the timeline that my clips all kind of move straight from one to another. If we go back to the storyboard mode, you can see at the moment there's a grey, just a grey sort of gradient effect here, and this is the crossfade transition. Now I think if I double click on this, or maybe not, if I go to transition gallery, there we are, I can choose loads of different effects that I could have there, so I don't have to stick with the one that's done automatically. So let's just try, for example, cross blur. That's quite good. If I just double click on that and say OK, right now my transition is a cross blur. And as part of your assessment you're going to need to show you can use some different transitions. Now you don't want to necessarily chop and change all the time, but it does look quite good. You will need to show you can use some different transitions in your movie. So if I go to the transition gallery here, let's try an iris white for this one, which is a bit strange, but anyway, we'll try that. So I've now got some different transitions. If I go back, I can drag this back here, and I can go back to the start that way and press play. I can now watch my movie again, and let's just see how that transition looks. Okay, it's about to come up now. Okay, so that was the first transition. It's quite subtle here. Depending on what your video clip's made up of, it will depend how it looks. This is the iris white one that's coming up next. Okay, that was a big circle that kind of moved out, so that was quite a strong transition there. I'm going to just stop. So this short section, this short tutorial has introduced you to perhaps starting to think about lining up some sections against some music, just at the start of the track for now, don't go too far, and also adding some transitions. What I'm going to show you in the next tutorial is how to cut down a clip that's too long. I don't know if you can see, At the moment this first clip is 18 seconds, the second clip is 14.9 seconds, but the last one is massive, it's 167.2 seconds, so it's very long. I don't want it as long as that. If I go back to the timeline, you can see it's long, it's longer than my track, it goes on and on. Okay, and it's also got its own sound in here with it. All of that we're going to sort out in the next tutorial, but have a go first at adding some images against sound, or some video against the sound that actually work a little bit, and having it just to play with the transitions, even if you just do one or two at this stage.